So we have done Lila, we have done Adrian, and now we are going into Tomoe Season 6 predictions. So we're going to discuss why Tomoe could be Ladybug's most important character down the line. Pretty much I want to discuss all the interesting possible plot lines for Tomoe next season. So the first plot lines I want to go with are the ones involving Lila. So let's go into why Tomoe would want to help Lila. Season 5 ended with the whole alliance rings failing, and even though Gabriel turned everyone into walking akumatized zombies,
Alliance, miraculize me!
Alliance, miraculize me!
is being celebrated as a hero. This is a good thing for her since the added publicity of working with the hero, Gabriel D, to her company, which has to give added business. The Alliance rings luckily being destroyed to make the Gabe statue. This is the same company that you would argue is probably the most important thing in her life. Like there have been multiple scenes in the show of her roasting Kagami for not being a good representative of her company, talking about how Kagami is always bringing dishonor to her family.
I was wrong about you. You are weak, controlled by your feelings. You are not up to our family's ambitions. But I will not let you add humiliation to the disappointment you already are.
Some of that could also be due to the fact that Tomoe is Japanese, and they have arguably the most toxic work environment in the world. I'm talking about people bragging about how much unpaid overtime they got last month. So Tomoe will do anything for her company's image pretty much, right? The rings have been destroyed, but there is probably still all this data about the Alliance rings and the plan to take over the world. Obviously, Tomoe has gotten rid of it, unless there is something Tomoe will do with it next season. I will talk about that later. The problem is the next villain for next season is Lila. First, out of the way, Lila is a tech whiz. She already hacked Tomoe's company computer to control the robots that Chloe used to take over France in the Season 5 episode Collusion. Remember, Tomoe pretty much runs $1 million to $1 billion company. The security on the system had to be crazy good, especially when it controls an army of robots. Lila was able to hack them. This could be due to Lila's ability or the company having a bad firefall. Remember, Lila hacked Gabriel's house security to get in the Season 5 finale.
Took an interest in him, but in reality, Adrian means nothing to you anymore. You've locked him.
This happened in the middle of the Season 5 finale. That means all the Alliance rings info was still in the system. It could also have been hacked as soon as Collusion, which was near the end of Season 5. It's possible before Lila went into the Gabriel house to steal the butterfly Kwame. While she hacked the robot system of Tomoe, she hacked the company and saw the information about the Alliance rings and made a copy about it to blackmail Tomoe later on, or to pull Tomoe to her side. Maybe to use the technology herself once she gets the resources, or she can use the technology in a future plan she may have down the line, such as using the Alliance ring technology to control Marinette or Adrian, where the ring is disguised as something else. For example, Lila disguises herself as a foreign exchange student for the next school semester.
Mr. Damocles? Hello. My family and I just moved to Paris. Is it still possible to register at your new school for the upcoming year?
And ends up giving Adrian or Marinette this friendship bracelet that uses the same technology as the Alliance rings. More likely, to Marinette, since Lila would know that Marinette is Ladybug due to being at the mansion during the fight against Gabriel.
Take. In order to bring Emily back, someone else will have to disappear. In order to heal the wound that Cat Noir inflicted on me, someone else will have to be wounded.
The technology doesn't even have to be for her to use directly. Like we know Lila is a genius from at least a technological standpoint. Lila obviously wants control. She wants people to see her in a good light.
Why did Jagged Stone write a song about Lila when he could have written it about me?
Lila knows all of the Hollywood directors. She promised she'd mention me to Steven Spielberg himself.
Lila?
Yeah, she just started at our school. She even gave me an exclusive interview for the Lady Blog.
To do what she wants to do, she is gonna need a lot of capital and resources. Lila could get these resources from Tomoe from different ways. One, she could threaten the information about Tomoe's connection to the Alliance rings. As stated previously, Tomoe wouldn't want this to happen and would be forced to team up with Lila due to this. It didn't even have to be about that either. Lila could just offer Tomoe the same deal Shadow Moth offered her. You help me and we will create your ideal world, whether that includes Adrian and Kagami or not.
Kagami and Adrian will become the eternal icons of this world, and we will be here to witness their absolute triumph!
Like, Lila doesn't really have a need for the miraculous Kwamis, and I could argue Tomoe could give her the resources that Lila wants to control the world, which would be of more value to Tomoe. Maybe she even becomes like this B-villain of the season, kinda how Felix was the B-villain to Gabriel in seasons 4 and 5, when Felix was the true villain we really wanted all along.
Fetch.
Like, she still has Gabriel's secrets and knows that the Cat Kwami and the Ladybug Kwami can grant any wish. Instead of teaming up with Lila, maybe she tries to take the Kwamis for herself, so that she can wish for the dream world for Kagami that she was promised with Shadow Moth. Maybe even decide to wish for something else this season. Feels that her daughter is a lost cause and wants the Kwamis to wish up or create her own best daughter she didn't have before. Maybe just wishes to have the best company in the world that she feels will bring honor to her family. So that is the direct Lila Tomoe plot. Let's go into possible plots with Kagami. The first plot would be a minor subplot of Felix, Kagami, and Tomoe. Like, this is what I mean. Tomoe wants Kagami to behave in a certain way that she wants. Like, this was a woman that forced her daughter to date Adrian, and when she refused, made a dance to force them together in the season 5 episode Emotion, and when that was kind of failing, took her out of the country.
I understand why you like that Marinette Dupan Chang so much. Such passion, such determination. Enjoy your time with her, my son. These are precious moments, creating memories you will cherish deeply when you're in London next year.
And locked her up in a pseudo jail.
Open the door! Now! Let me out! Open the door!
Let's also not forget, this is the same woman that also in the season 5 finale used her daughter as a test subject. Let's not forget Tomoe tested the Alliance Ring headache syndrome on her, which at the time was never tested, and then tested a cure on her, which was never tested also.
The stimuli that Adrian's receiving on his ring are relaxing his nervous system. The images he's watching are now associated with a feeling of well-being. He's forgetting all about the nightmares he'd previously been obsessing about. Soon he'll calm down and later...
Like, instead of a headache, maybe she goes into a coma. Instead of a cure, maybe it made the symptoms worse. Kagami was pretty much a lab rat for Tomoe. Let's say she tries to make these new alliance rings for Lila due to reasons listed before, but she first needs to test them again. Once again, Tomoe uses Kagami again as a lab report before giving the ring to Lila, which would make Tomoe happy, since she would start acting like the daughter she wants. This might lead to her breaking up with Felix, since she doesn't really trust him. Remember, Felix was the one that broke up the dance in the season 5 episode Emotions.
You monster! You made everyone I love disappear!
Not everyone.
This is possibly interesting, since Kagami might act like an insider for Lila and Tomoe so that they can take down Marinette, which would be wild. The alliance rings don't even have to be made to do something evil. Tomoe could be trying to revitalize the whole alliance ring technology, like she is trying to rehabilitate the rings into something else, like in the show it was causing pain and healing it at the same time. Like maybe Tomoe decides, hey, this is something that I could use here, and enters the healthcare business. Like maybe to cure depression or some other mental illness, since it was seemingly possible in the season 5 finale.
After months of research, Tsurugi Labs have found the antidote. The Perfect Alliance app will allow you to find inner peace thanks to relaxing activities proposed by Kagami and Adrian.
Whatever your level of anxiety, you'll find serenity again with us.
This is quite interesting for a lot of storylines. The first thing is, maybe she becomes even more apart from Kagami, like more aloof, which puts a strain on their relationship since she is spending so much more time at the company, kinda like Gabriel was to Adrian. It's also interesting since if you remember, Lila hacked the computer Tomoe lost in Revelation.
What is going on here?
So Lila probably knows what is going down in the company at all times. As we saw in Ladybug, it's possible for the butterfly Kwami to akumatize something non-human and use it to gain special ability. That is what the whole season 4 episode of Optigami was about, in which Gabriel creates like this spy camera that follows the students.
My beautiful Amak,
bring my creation to life. I am Mayura. Under my control, Octagami followed each of the Miraculous holders.
And makes it to where the Ladybug charm doesn't stop his Akuma-izations anymore. It's possible Lila uses this technology to copy what Gabriel did in the Season 5 finale. Let's say this Medicine Alliance rings from Tomoe become famous. It's possible one night Lila sneaks in and akumatizes some of the rings, or possibly the network that controls them. This pretty much gives Leah an army of vulnerable people to akumatize and give her an army. It is also possible, and I don't see this happening, but maybe Tomoe gets a redemption arc this season. If the mayor can get one and Gabriel gets an attempted one at the end of the Season 5 finale, then why not Tomoe?
Marinette. Make sure that Adrian never knows about the villain that I was, but instead, that he remembers the times I tried to be a good father.
It's possible that after following her greed and maybe teaming up with Lila, she starts to see the error of her ways, that she needs to be a better mom, that by doing what she feels is what is best for her daughter is actually the worst thing to do, maybe even help take down Lila with Marinette after her technology, or the season ends up with her going to jail to take punishment for her crime. So that is the video. I thought I'd get one last video out of the way before Season 6. Tomoe might be next season's most interesting character, or an afterthought such as with Lila in Season 3 to Season 4. Maybe the fact that she was an accomplice to ending the world, and that she permanently jailed her daughter, never comes out. All I know, Adrian is not going to have anything to do with it. Shout out to Ladybug's best tiger mom. Bye.